The Boston Red Sox have a massive decision to make between a couple of third basemen that have been among the best in baseball over the past decade or so. Now, after what started off as a really solid offseason by acquiring Garrett Crochet, it's been fairly quiet ever since for the Red Sox. So I'll break down the decision that they need to make and who it's between on this episode of 3 Up, 3 Down. Welcome in, everybody, to 3 Up, 3 Down. I'm your host, Peter Vrionis, and today we're going to be talking about a couple of third basemen that the Boston Red Sox are rumored to be in on. But before we get into that, just make sure to hit that sub button. We're close to 3,000. Support has been great, so shout out to you guys for all of that. But let's just get into this here, and it's Alex Bregman who has been the story of the offseason thus far, since Pete Alonso signed, that is. Now, for the Boston Red Sox, I mean, they haven't really done much aside from acquire Garrett Crochet, which I felt like they needed to do. I mean, that was definitely a good move and something that was on the cards. They got Walker Buehler as well, Patrick Sandoval, so they got a lot of pitchers. And Aroldis Chapman as well. I mean, not a bad offseason when you look at it from that perspective. Okay, so I apologize for jumping the gun a little bit maybe and saying that the Red Sox have been quiet because they've gotten a really good amount of arms, but they let go of Tyler O'Neill, who had a very good season last year, and they haven't really gotten anybody to fill in those gaps. Their lineup as it stands right now, it's Jaron Duran, it's Rafael Devers, got Tristan Cassis in there as well. Trevor Story, if he can stay healthy for an entire season. But beyond that, there just isn't much offense in there. Masataka Yoshida, I feel, could have a bounce back season, but I'm not holding my breath for that if I'm a Red Sox fan. So that's why Alex Bregman feels so crucial, because they can go from like a B off season, which I would give them right now, to an A plus off season. And I understand that there are some concerns with Bregman and how much money you're going to have to give him, but Jeff Passan said several teams are still in the mix for Bregman, and one team in the American League East is showing extensive interest in him. So that is the Boston Red Sox. He doesn't illicitly say that, but then the next paragraph is followed by Red Sox manager Alex Cora wants Bregman badly, who used to coach him in Houston, of course, and the Red Sox guaranteeing only $52.3 million to free agents this winter has done little to reinvigorate a fan base still smarting from half a decade of relative penny pinching. And that was what Jeff Passan said. At this point in the offseason, Bregman is likely going to have to take a short-term offer with a high annual value and opt-out. He was hoping for at least a 6-year deal, though that seems unlikely now. So he's been rumored to have gotten a 6-year offer from the Houston Astros, from the Toronto Blue Jays as well. I'm not sure where the Cubs and the Red Sox stand in that regard, but he has gotten those long-term offers. Maybe the money just isn't where it needs to be for Alex Bregman. That's entirely possible. But he's a very good third baseman. There's no doubting that. I think he would make the Red Sox significantly better, but I could understand the hesitation to give him a 6-year deal and to want to go to that length if you're the Red Sox front office, who, let's be honest, have been penny pinchers over the past 5 or so years. I mean, they got rid of Mookie Betts because they didn't want to pay him, and they look really stupid for doing that. They got rid of Chris Sale, who wins a Cy Young in his first year in Atlanta. A ton of players that they're just not re-signing or that they're getting rid of, and the Red Sox have been mismanaged. They've had no success whatsoever, at least in this decade, and it's kind of glorious as a Toronto Blue Jay fan, but in order for baseball to get the most out of its fan base and to really reach new heights, the Red Sox and Yankees need to be good. It makes baseball more exciting And right now it's a one-sided rivalry between the Yanks and the Red Sox. But if they do get Alex Bregman, I feel like they're in a much better position to maybe challenge for a playoff spot next year. If they don't get Alex Bregman, this is where it gets interesting because Nolan Arenado, who has 2 years left on his deal after this one, is a name that is on the trade block for the St. Louis Cardinals. And Mark Feinsand of MLB Network said, I would be surprised if Arenado is a Cardinal come opening day. And this is Ryan Martin. I guess he is a Red Sox fan. There are a few things I've ever wanted less as a Red Sox fan than a trade for Nolan Arenado. So now I'm really hoping they sign Alex Bregman. I may honestly prefer the Red Sox give Bregman a 7-year, $200 million deal rather than trade for Nolan Arenado. And I'm not even a big Bregman guy. So Ryan Martin fairly confident that he doesn't want Nolan Arenado on his team, and for good reason. He didn't have a great year last year. A wins above replacement under two, and again, 3 more years left on that contract. Two and a half wins above replacement last year. 16 home runs, 272 batting average. Not horrible, but no longer the same defender either at third base. So it's been back-to-back seasons now for Arenado with 2.4 and 2.5 wins above replacement, respectfully. So, yeah, not great. He's definitely got a declining skill set, although he did hit 26 home runs in 2023. But the OPS has been under 800 for a couple of seasons now. 774 in 2023 and 719, which makes him barely above league average in 2024. And for about 22, $23 million, that's a steep price to pay. Look, I think Nolan Arenado adds some veteran presence, as does Alex Bregman. I think both players will make the Red Sox better. It's just a matter of how much money you want to spend over how many years you want to spend that money in. But let me know in the comments down below if you're a Boston Red Sox fan, if you've been following their offseason closely, which option would you prefer? Would it be Alex Bregman? Would it be Nolan Arenado? Would it be someone off the board? Would it be maybe in the trade market elsewhere? I don't know. Would it be an internal option? That's also possible. So let me know in the comments down below if you're a Red Sox fan or just a baseball fan in general. What direction do you think the Red Sox are going to go in? Devers at third base every day with Cassis at first base? Or are you going to have Alex Bregman or Nolan Arenado in that spot? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you all tomorrow.